si Josette Olivera, Radyo ng Bayan.
Good morning po, sir. Yung katanungan ko po, yung meron pa ba tayong mga natitirang grupo ng mga Al-Qaeda dito, considering na nahuli na yung, o namatay na yung si Osama Bin Laden, and then lately namatay na rin yung kasunod niya. Meron pa po ba dito sa Pilipinas, particularly in Mindanao? General Oban, sir.
Ating binavalidate yung mga information, hindi Al-Qaeda but Jemaah Islamiyah, which is a network also of Al-Qaeda. Atin masusing sinusubaybayan at through our intelligence operations kung mga reports about their presence and kung saan sila namamalagi. At ito ay ating binibigyan ng kaukulang aksyon through military operations. As I speak, tuloy-tuloy ang ating operation in those identified parts of the country.
So meron pa rin po dito?
Meron pa.
Okay. Another question, sir. Is Communist Party of the Philippines, particularly New People's Army, is it still a force to reckon with? Threat pa rin po ba siya sa atin?
Definitely. Threat pa rin siya sa national security. Kaya ating binibigyan ng maigting na actions in addressing the armed component of the CPP, NPA, NDF. Yun ang ating isinasagawa. Ito ay nasaad din sa isang internal peace and security plan na ating inilunsad early this year. At sa aming ikot ng ating mabuting kalihim, nakita namin ang mga operational gains out of this internal peace and security plan. Maganda ang mga nagiging dulot ng ating paradigm shift of winning the peace. Mas marami ang ating nagagawang development in the area. In some areas, we need also focused military operations. Kaya maganda ang paradigm na isinagawa natin under this plan.
Last question na lang po, follow-up. Dito po sa mga CPP, NPA, ang alam ko po yung doon sa mga lugar na malalakas sila, may mga pinadala kayong augmentation force last year or 2 years ago. So, kumusta na po yun? At saka, gaano po ka-successful ngayon yung mga amnestia na binibigay ng ating gobyerno para sa mga NPA rebels?
Laging bukas ang gobyerno sa mga rebelde na gustong sumurrender sa atin. Marami na tayong, based on our records, na natanggap na mga surrenderies in the past. Sa mga areas na nakikita nating affected nila yung barangay, meron tayong tinatawag na Peace and Development Outreach Program. Most particularly ito dito sa Compostela Valley area. No? At napaka-effective nito. Nakita natin ang magandang pag-uugnayan ng local government units sa Armed Forces of the Philippines. Nakita rin natin ang magandang response ng ating mga local government agencies and civil society organizations doon sa area. Kaya with this, there really is social pressure against armed confrontations or armed rebellion. Kaya rin nakikita natin na from those initiatives, maraming bumababa at sumasang-ayon na sa folds of the law of the government.
Thank you po.
Maidagdag ko lamang na ngayong taon na to 2011, meron ng 119 na nakapag-surrender sa atin. Ito ay mas mataas kaysa nung mga nakaraang taon sapagkat ang programang inilunsad ng AFP, yung IPSP Bayanihan, ay talagang very effective at nakikita nila ang kaibahan ng buhay nila sa buhay ng isang taong malaya.
May isang katanungan po dito at ang katanungan na po ay ganito. Ano po yung crime na nagawa ni General Garcia na kung saan siya ay mayroong conviction?
General Garcia was charged for violation of AW 96 and AW 97 for failure to or for misdeclaration on his statement of asset and liability of his true income. He was also charged for while being a green card holder, still remains in the military service. So that was offense. The maximum penalty provided by law is only 2 years. That is why he was sentenced for 2 years. And being a general officer, it needs the confirmation of the President under the Articles of War of his sentence by the court-martial. Under the Articles of War, the President has the power to mitigate, meaning to lessen his sentence, or to remit, meaning to credit his preventive suspension while on trial. But in this case, the President did not do it, did not exercise his discretion. So therefore, General Garcia should serve the 2 years sentence imposed by him, by the court-martial who tried this case, and as confirmed by the President.
Liwanagin ko lang, no, yung ating, yung Articles of War 96. It is conduct unbecoming of an officer and a gentleman for failing to disclose/declare all his existing assets in his 2002 Statement of Assets and Liabilities, and for holding the status of an immigrant permanent resident of the United States of America, thereby causing dishonor and disrespect to the military profession.
Ibig sabihin po nito, hindi pa kasali yung mga existing cases na nakapile sa kanya sa Sandigan Bayan po.
It's a different case, sir. This is pertains only before the court-martial. His case before other Purom or other courts, like the Sandigan Bayan, is different.
Thank you very much for that clarification. Tawagan naman natin si Aya Macalma ng NBN4.
Good morning, sir. Sir, regarding sa pag-arrest ni General Garcia, nag-resist ba siya nung inaresto niyo siya? And second, since September 9, pinirmahan ni Pangulo yung letter, sir, bakit ngayon lang natin siya hinuli?
Base sa reports ng ating implementing team, hindi siya nag-resist.
Okay, sa floor.
Maganda ang pagpapaliwanag na ginawa ng head ng implementing team na si Colonel Herbert Yambing. Sumama siya at ngayon nga ay nasa September 9 siya napirmahan ng confirmation ng ating Pangulo. Natanggap ko ang directive last night.
Okay.
That's why we really have to take action immediately.
Sir, since nakulong na before si General Garcia, iba pa itong 2 years na yung isa-serve niya, I mean yung pagkahuli niya, paanong time serve, sir?
As I have said, the President has the discretion to remit, meaning to credit his preventive suspension. But in this case, in this particular case, the President did not exercise that discretion. So therefore, it is not credited. He has to serve the full length of the 2 years.
And the 2 years, sir, sa ESAF compound lang, since kasi matagal naman na yun, sir. I mean, retired na siya and all. So, dapat ba talaga sa Camp Aguinaldo o ililipat ba rin ba natin siya ng selda, sir?
As stated in the confirmation of the President, he has to be confined at the National Bilibid Prison. ESAP is just a temporary while processing it and coordinating with the Bureau of Correction.
For how long, sir? For how long is he going to stay sa ESAF compound, sir?
As fast as we can expedite the process and in coordination with the Department of Justice, we will do as fast as we can.
Okay. And yung hard labor, sir, paano ninyo mai-implement yon kay General Garcia?
As contemplated yung court-martial na hard labor, hindi naman talaga yun yung pico pala yun. Just sweeping or arranging your biddings is already hard labor. It is not, you will be sweating it out. No, it's not. We give dignity to the rank.
Okay.
At saka, never, it was not included in the sentence. It was not included.
Okay, thank you, sir.
May follow-up questions. South China Morning Post.
Sir, about General Garcia, wasn't he sentenced before to some sort of hard labor at the PNP? How is that related to this? And second, can General Garcia now go to the court to get a TRO on this?
General Garcia was placed at Camp Crame while facing charges before the Sandigang Bayan. So, the Sandigang Bayan utilizes the Crame, only Camp Crame, as the venue of his confinement. It is not part of the court-martial.
Can General Garcia go to court?
There is no law preventing him from going to court, but we are ready to face it.